It is the day before demo day. These laminate countertops are getting ripped out tomorrow morning. I cannot wait. Super excited. It feels like Christmas Eve. So I'm going to show you around the kitchen as it is now. This is how we purchased it. It has not been updated since the home was built in the mid-90s, so it definitely has some character. And we are really looking forward to just kind of updating it, bringing it up to our style, and bringing it up to this century. So I'm going to show you around, give you a good idea of what it looks like now, and kind of tell you what we're going to be doing. To get your bearings, this is when you first walk inside our home. You are greeted with this lovely knee wall, and then you see the whole kitchen here. So we've got a lot of space to work with, which is something that really drew me to the kitchen when we first looked at the house. But I also knew that there was a ton that we could do with it, which I am very excited to finally get my hands on. So this just kind of gives you an idea of the space. You can see there's a good amount of counter space. This kitchen island was something that we added ourselves, and then we have a pantry right there, and then these bay windows, which let in a ton of natural light, which I'm most excited for is what we're doing with this knee wall. It is not a structural knee wall, so we could take it out. However, the wood floors do not go under the knee wall, so we would have to fill in the wood, probably refinish the floors, and we just didn't want to do that whole beast of a project. And since we don't currently have any seating area in the kitchen, we are putting in a countertop here to have a sit-up bar. So it's going to go the length of the knee wall here, which is a really good amount of space. And it's going to have, I think, about a 16-inch overhang, so there'll be plenty of space to sit under. I imagine us sitting there in the morning with our coffee and breakfast, or me working there in the afternoon when I need a little change of scenery. When we're hosting people, they can kind of sit and be with me or with us in the kitchen while we're preparing food, and I just think it's going to be a huge change in this kitchen and make it much more livable. So when we first walked into this house on our first showing here, within about 5 minutes, I already had a ton of ideas of how I would update the space. So the first is going to be taking out these laminate countertops. We are getting new quartz countertops. They're going to be white with a little bit of marbling in them, and I think they're going to look great. We are also going to be adding in a subway tile backsplash, so this will all be subway tile. We will also be changing all the outlet covers to be white instead of that lovely off yellow color. So it's going to be countertops and backsplash. Those are the two big things that we're doing, and then we're also going to be adding hardware, knobs and pulls to all of the cabinets because they currently don't have any. We've added this one just to make sure that we wanted the ones that we picked out, and we are very happy with them. So I'll take you around. The lighting goes in the kitchen. There is just one main light here, which is currently a fan. We are swapping that out for a pendant that I was able to find. It was really hard to find one that I really liked, and I think it's going to look awesome in the space. There is also a can or recessed light up above the sink, and we'll be putting in a drop-down pendant above there. So I think those two things will make a huge difference, just not only in adding light, because these two don't provide a ton of light, but also just in kind of completing the whole project. Another element of the project that I really resisted at the beginning, because I do not like to paint, is painting the cabinets. They are not in bad condition at all, but I think once we get in sparkly brand new countertops, put hardware in, add the new beautiful lighting, it's gonna feel a little more complete if we get a fresh coat of paint. I think we're gonna go with white, just keep it kind of classic and simple. And we will also be doing something about these old hinges because they're really discolored and just look bad. So we're either going to take them off and spray paint them with a metallic spray paint, or possibly switch them out for a quiet close, or just a metal that kind of blends a little bit better with the overall look of the kitchen. That's the game plan. Countertops, hardware, lighting, backsplash, painting the cabinets. It is a lot of things, and we will definitely be taking it in stages, but I'm really excited to see how it all comes together and can't wait to share the process with you. Countertops are officially in. That's them back there. We are so pleased with how they look. Every time I walk past the kitchen or into the kitchen today, I just stop and stare at it for a little while. It only took about 2 hours for them to install, which I was super impressed and surprised by. They did a great job, just kind of came in. It was all pre-cut and everything, of course, so they just had to come in and just put them where they need to go and attach them to the wall, and do all their stuff that they do to get them secure, and that was it. So we, as soon as they left, we just like sat in here for a while and kind of stared at them and walked around and just enjoyed it. All right, we are making progress. You can see all the subway tile. I'm tired. My mom and I hung a little bit of it last night, and then I've been doing the rest of it today. Mike has been on the wet saw, cutting for all the outlets, which is a little bit of a beast, but I am so happy with how it's coming out and can't wait to see it all finished. I've got all the lights on, partially because it's a gloomy day and it's kind of hard to see, but also because I want to show off the light fixtures I was able to find, and let's do a little tour. So we added brand new quartz countertops, which made a huge difference on their own. If you remember the laminate countertops that were in here before, they were not the cutest thing in the world and just really dated the whole space. So adding in shiny new countertops that are white made a big difference on their own. But then tossing in the subway tile backsplash, the new pulls on all the cabinets, a fresh coat of paint, everything tied together really well. So we did the subway backsplash all the way through, plus up this pass-through wall. We painted the cabinets just one coat of white paint. Whoever painted them before did not do a very good job, so there was drip marks and it just didn't look very fresh. So just one coat of white paint. We spray painted the hinges that are on the cabinets because they were just kind of an antique gold and just looked kind of nasty. So we did just a coat of black paint to match the pulls that we added to all the cabinets, changed the lighting, and just painted the walls that didn't get backsplashed.